then I met Mathu sir, and I fell in love with Mathu sir when I met him. I think he's the purest intentioned director I've worked with.
How does one prepare for a role like this?
I must say though, they exercised a lot of sensitivity with the rat and not so much with me. The rat was the star of this set. Rat needs to relax. And I was like, the rat needs to relax. Your actor is dying.
How to be yourself when there's so much negativity in the comment section on Twitter?
अगर एक फोटो में 10 पॉजिटिव कमेंट्स आए लेकिन 2 नेगेटिव कमेंट्स आए, वो वही नेगेटिव कमेंट्स को हेडलाइन बना के बोलते हैं कि this one trolled for this.
As an actor in the movie industry, you're fairly young. Work is limited. There are 5-10 directors, there are 5-10 producers. When you hear someone got a big role, are you competitive? Do you feel?
I'm competitive about opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's not so much like big role, small role. It's more like, shit, this person got to work with this director. Hi guys, this is Janhvi Kapoor and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Janhvi Kapoor, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations, your trailer is out. So far, what are the reactions you've got?
So far, the reaction. I don't know, so you tell me, what do you think the reactions have been?
I loved it, and I think it's very unusual. I mean, people who have not seen the original, for them it'll be completely new. But I've seen a lot of good things written on Twitter, which is very rare nowadays. So you tell me, what have your friends, family said?
I haven't had the time to see. My friends are very excited. My
Right.
family is always excited about me.
Yeah.
But my friends usually tell me when something's shit. And this, they've actually been... And like, it was concerning to me because when I showed them the teaser and trailer, they looked at me and they were like, wow, you did this?
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you looking so surprised? Like, did you not think I could? They were like, you can act? And I was like, screw you. Like, yeah.
Right. I want to ask you, how do you go about choosing your scripts? You are at a position, Janhvi, where a lot of people must be coming with you with all kinds of offers, How do you make sure that this is what I want to do next? It's a big decision.
If I like the script, if the character excites me, if the director seems like his intentions are coming from the right place,
Right.
these are all the first three,
First
I
three.
think, boxes that I need ticked.
Right. And, talking about Millie, did you see the original one? Did you want to see it?
I saw bits and pieces of the original.
Okay.
And then I just read the script that Mathu sir bought. I remember I saw bits and pieces. I was like, the characters, so exciting to do something like that, but I don't know if I want to do another remake. Then I spoke to Dad, who got so emotionally charged. He was like, Beta, like, don't you see the father-daughter equations like me and you? Like, and he was so moved by it. And I was like, that's sweet. And then I met Mathu sir, and I fell in love with Mathu sir when I met him.
Right.
He was so pavam but so intelligent. And I was like, I spoke about the director being well-intentioned. I think he's the purest intentioned director I've worked with the most no bullshit and what is it called? No bullshit and just efficient attitude towards work.
Oh, nice. Good to know that.
Yeah.
Seeing the poster, -2 degrees, that's where it starts, and it goes to -18 degrees. One gets an idea what this is. How does one prepare for a role like this?
You don't prepare, because my character wasn't prepared to be in this situation. So my
Right.
director's brief was, just be you, just do you.
Right.
We're building a freezer that'll be at -10 degrees at all times, and then I'll put you in it in a thin pair of pants and a thin sleeveless shirt.
Okay.
And I'll get a real rat, and I'll put the rat, and it'll be like a non-rabies rat. And I'll put it in the freezer with you, and you just have to shoot. I must say though, they exercised a lot of sensitivity with the rat, and not so much with me, because when I was shooting in the freezer, sometimes we'd be there on hours on end, and we'd have like 15-20 minute long takes.
Wow.
In the freezer, and I'd come out and I'd just like collapse.
Right.
But when the rat came, the rat was the star of this set. He was like, no, the rat's gonna feel really cold, so we can't do like long shots. In 1 minute, we'll have to cut to like, the rat needs to relax. And I was like, the rat needs to relax? Your actor is dying.
That is hilarious. But you did have to be in the freezer for longer periods, and that must have been daunting.
You know, for this trailer launch, they were like, oh, we've got a fun entry idea. We'll make you stand in the freezer and we'll open the freezer. I was like, yeah, great, like, very cool. And then they were like, okay, ready for you, stand in the freezer, and they closed the door. And I can't tell you, I went tha 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 tha, because I just remembered the trauma of being in that freezer for 21 days. It was not easy.
Oh my God, that is really sounds insane. But glad you did that. You're pushing your boundaries as an actor. Do you, with every passing film and every challenging role like this one, do you think you're learning new things about acting?
Yeah, about acting and about myself, about how much I can push myself. I didn't know I could function in such tough conditions, extreme conditions, being so unwell as I was,
Right.
and being and the only thing that was keeping me going
Right.
was hearing action and then being like, and then I didn't feel any pain. I was just like, I need to live this,
Right.
and it was so riveting.
Wow.
And I think that's when I realized the power of the word action.
Wow.
Like, you know, now what's happening to me now, I can't sleep till I hear the word action. And I tell myself, अच्छा अभी सोने का shot दे रहा है, अभी सो जा और फिर ही नींद
That's
आती
too
है.
much of an actor now.
Yeah, no, it's like, I was telling Sharan the other day in my dream, I was doing a shot कि मैं सो रही हूँ. And my sister was sleeping next to me and she was like, in your sleep, you kept like doing this and then removing the blanket and then doing this and then removing the blanket. And I was like, that's so weird because in my dream, there was a Jimmy Jab camera on top and Sharan was saying, action, reset. Action,
You need
reset.
a break.
I really do. But I don't want to break. I want to keep working.
You know, also I can see, do you enjoy social media? How do you want to use your social media? There are actors who use it just to promote their movies. There are actors who are themselves. You do really lovely videos with your team. What is the idea behind that?
It's just a bit of fun. It's just like, oh, we see something funny on Instagram.
Right.
And I think the first time we did it, we actually did it as a joke.
Right.
Like, we were bored and waiting in my van and we did it as a joke. And I put it on my Finsta account, which is my private Instagram account.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, like, people will think I'm an idiot for putting this out. And then I reached this moment where I was like, you know, this is who I am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a freezer for 21 days and freezing my ass off. But I'm also like having fun in the van, and I'm also going to like Tirupati, and I'm also stressing about if Papa's on his diet or not, and I'm also having fights with my sister, and I'm all, like, all of that is, it's all me. So, and I think what I've realized that I want to do with my social media a little bit. At first it was like, I don't want to give it any thought, I just want to be me. But I think now I kind of want to make people feel okay about being themselves.
Right. That's
Because that's something that I struggled with a lot. Because being a young actor in this industry, especially a young girl, you're constantly told what's working, what's not working, and how you should be and shouldn't be. And I think I just kind of want to do everything that people don't expect me to do and let girls know that it's okay to just do you.
to just be. You know, you think this is the need of the hour? That's one reason you're doing this?
I think it was something that I yearned for in a role model.
Right.
And it's something that I looked up to in role models when someone was just unapologetically being themselves. And I realized that that's an attitude I want to encourage in people as well.
How to be yourself when there's so much negativity in the comment section on Twitter? Do you just ignore it? Do you just not want to see
That's
it?
the thing, no. I'm like, if I can do it where I'm judged for every single thing, then you can too. And it's not that deep. Like, at the end of the day, are you going to be answerable to some faceless, nameless comments who thought that you looked fat one day in your jeans? Or are you going to wear it because when you looked in the mirror, it made you feel good?
Happy, right.
You know?
Are you competitive as an actor in the movie industry? You're fairly young. You have the work is limited. There are 5-10 directors. There are 5-10 producers. When you hear someone got a big role, are you competitive? Do you feel?
I'm competitive about opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's not so much like big role, small role. It's more like, shit, this person got to work with this director.
Right.
अभी जो सीखेगी ना, अभी जो performance आएगा ना,
Right.
काश मैं कर पाती. So I think I'm very competitive about having experiences, not so much about output and like outcome. Not like इसकी film तो अभी बड़ी hit होगी. I don't think it. I think it's more like I want to fill up my well.
Right. In fact, I recently interviewed Karan, and he said a very interesting thing. He said this generation is very friendly with each other. They praise each other's work. This was missing in the previous generation, and they were genuinely competitive at another level. But do you see that you can praise any other actress and you won't care? It will become headlines because you said X did a good film or Y did a good film.
I like that it becomes a headline because I think again that encourages an attitude of women building up other women.
Right.
It's so much better than
Better
because news portals honestly are very obsessed with अगर एक फोटो में 10 पॉजिटिव कमेंट्स आए लेकिन 2 नेगेटिव कमेंट्स आए वही नेगेटिव कमेंट्स को हेडलाइन बना के बोलते हैं कि दिस वन ट्रोल्ड फॉर दिस एंड दैट एनकरेजेस अ नेगेटिव देन पीपल थिंक कि अच्छा बोलूंगी तो कुछ नहीं आएगा बुरा बोलूंगी देन मे बी लाइक इट गेट्स अटेंशन एंड दैट इट्स लाइक rewarding toxic behavior, which news portals do a lot. They think it's clickbait, which I find very problematic. And so if I can say 10 good things about someone else and that becomes a headline,
That's a great
then that's my way of doing social service.
That's a great way to look at this. Well done with that as well. How does one actor like you, a young actor like you, better your craft? Like, do you watch a lot of shows? Do you see other actors?
Yeah, you see other actors. Right. I'm actually working with Raj for the second time right now. My God, that man is a treasure of a talent.
Wow.
And he is so in love with cinema, completely consumed by it.
Right.
Constantly feeding his brain with like films, movies, materials. He knows everything about every department. He's really like a national treasure of a talent, I think.
Wow.
And so working with actors like this, watching him, learning from him, I can't tell you what a joy it's been to do scenes with him.
Wow, that's amazing. Great that you're picking up from your co-actors as well. But when you watch a movie, do you enjoy it? Like, say, I would watch a movie, or are you looking at the acting part of it and thinking and just rewinding and how did this?
Oh, I rewind a lot. That's a bad habit that I've picked up.
Okay.
Like I'll watch a movie, I'm like, हाँ ये ऐसे क्या होगा, ये मैं भी कर सकती हूँ. ये टफ लग रहा है, अरे शिट ये कैसे किया, then I rewind.
Right.
And then I'll watch that like 2-3 times to try to understand how that must have been emotionally graphed, and then
well done. That's what I'm saying. Whatever you're doing, you're really going right with all these things. So I wish you good luck for that.
Hi guys, this is Janvi Kapoor and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.